Hey, y'all. So I wanted to talk about making habit changes in your life and the best way to go about that. So if you have something in life that you want to change, right? Like you have a state, your identity, something that's not going well for you, you're not being the person you want to be, you're not getting the things that you want, you're kind of like in a bit of a cycle. One of the best things to do is to start looking at your daily habits. So if you say, okay, what are some things that I can do differently today that are in alignment with the person that I want to be? So if you've watched any of my content, you definitely know that I've talked about making sure that you know exactly what you want. You've outlined what that person looks like, the way they would behave, the things that they would do, and then really start to lean into that. If there's something that you're doing throughout the day or a habit that you have, ask yourself, is this how I would behave if I was this like ideal self? And you can think about that like in the morning, right? My ideal self is productive. I'm a successful business owner. I am very loved. I have a lot of good things going on in my life. I'm happy and I'm joyful. That does not align to me waking up and like feeling dread and laying in bed regretting waking up for the day, not wanting to get out of bed and scrolling my phone for an hour before I do anything else. That doesn't align to me, and my identity has changed enough now that trying to do that actually feels so unnatural and so uncomfortable. But it took some time, right? And I had to look and say, okay, what are some habits that I can change? What are ways that I'm behaving that are not aligned to the way that I want to be, that are not the person that I want to be, the way that I want to behave and act, or the way I even want to act in like a situation, and then start to really change those. Lean in first with the routine. So start to break up your routine somehow. Meaning, if you realize, well, crap, that is not how I want to be, but every morning I'm waking up and I am definitely like scrolling my phone for an hour and just feeling dreadful. So, what is something that you can do to interrupt that routine and start to change it so it is more aligned with kind of the person that you want to be and the way that you want to act? You can do this with like being a healthier, fitter, more active version of yourself. Would that person sit on the couch for 3 hours and watch Netflix after work, or would they be doing something else? And if the answer is yes, that's who you want to be, then by all means, go right ahead. I'm not here to judge the life that you want to live. I'm just here to tell you some ways that you can change the life that you live, because in doing these habit changes, you also change your mindset. Like I said, I'm not a person who's going to sit on the couch and watch Netflix for 3 hours. I don't identify with a state that is going to have me, eating a dozen donuts every day. I don't identify with a state of somebody who is like always looking at the negative and always thinking everything's doom and gloom. That's because my identity is no longer shaped that way. I no longer view the world that way. I no longer view myself that way. And the more that you start to change your habits, the more that your mindset automatically changes with it. Your mindset and perception can only be aligned to the state that you are currently in, and your state is your identity.